Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon I am speaking to, oh, there she is. Hello. Hi, Hannah.
Hello.
I can't see you.
I've just, hang on, let me check my video.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Hello.
Well, we can see you there. Right, good afternoon. I was just saying, literally just logged on. This afternoon I'm speaking to Hannah Spendelow. Okay, so I've obviously told people who you are.
Yeah.
Do you want to just tell people what it is that you actually do?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a makeup artist and I specialise in bridal makeup as well. So I tailor bespoke bridal looks.
Whereabouts are you based then, Hannah?
I'm based in March, which is a little town sort of about 35 minutes outside of Peterborough.
Okay, Cambridgeshire, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, yeah.
And I'm going to change my glasses because I've got
Okay.
these ones on, and I can see, but I can't see. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
I can see, but I can't see. There we go. There you see.
There you go.
Hannah. And yet these are very focal, so you're supposed to see the screen and everything, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't work, and those ones don't work. So there we go. Right. Okay. So you are Cambridgeshire, Hannah.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Is it just Cambridgeshire that you'll actually sort of do, or you know, do you sort of go like a little bit further?
Yeah, I can go a little bit further. I mean, it is mostly Cambridgeshire that I do get most of my inquiries from, but I have travelled outside of that region before for weddings as well. It really just depends on sort of the ceremony time and how many people there are to get ready and the travel time that's factored in. But if it all works out lovely, then I can travel further afield.
My geography is probably about on a par with my history, which is pretty rubbish, really.
That's about mine.
So would we say like March, and then maybe like sort of 20-mile radius, 30
Oh
miles?
no, further than that. Yeah. So
Right,
I've actually got a wedding booked for Stansted Airport way.
right. Oh, further.
Yeah. So but majority of the time it tends to be sort of around Cambridge or Peterborough, Newmarket as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so like sort of a fairly decent coverage, because
Yeah.
obviously this video will go into the wedding hub,
Yeah.
and it will also go out on Instagram, and it'll go over on the YouTube channel, so
Yeah.
you could have people looking at it from you know, various parts of the UK. So it's kind of
Yeah.
always good just to sort of right at the offset let them know just how far you'll actually sort of go on.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
where about. So I mean, Stansted's really nice.
Yeah, I mean that's a one-off. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't normally come. I've gone sort of down Essex border before as well, but yeah, I'd say majority it tends to be sort of Ely, Cambridge, the outskirts of Cambridge, yeah, Newmarket way, some of the bigger venues around that way.
Okay. So how long have you been doing makeup then, Hannah?
So I've had
fabulous there. Very, very glamorous.
Thank you. I've been doing bridal makeup now for about 5.5 years. So quite some time now, really.
Was it something that you've always had an interest in, or did
Yeah,
it just develop over time?
It is something that I always had a passion for. When I was younger, when I was 14, I started out as an Avon rep, and that was when I really kind of got a real insight into makeup. And I loved my mum's makeup at the time as well, rummaging through her makeup bag. And then I took a different career path and went down a business route for many years, and did got 3 degrees in that area.
Wow.
And then I went into being a HR manager for the co-op, and did that for about 8 or 9 years, and then realised that I wanted to then come back to my passion again. So I then re-qualified, and got some makeup qualification, skincare qualification, and then set the business up, and here I am today, really.
But you think about your background and what your experience is has kind of formed where you are now. So even though sort of like a business background is very different to like sort of a makeup artist, because of that knowledge and experience, you actually can bring that to the business, don't you?
Yes, yeah, I do feel that having the business background has definitely helped with setting the business up and sort of getting it to where it is today, really.
Yeah, it kind of grounds you as well, but so that people booking you, that they would know that everything's kind of proper, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I pride myself on being professional, and I think that's in me really from the jobs that I've done and sort of the qualifications in the past as well.
Yeah, that's it. So that you've sort of you see the light and
I
things.
can. Yeah,
No.
I can.
It's because I'm in the office as well again.
We've got sunshine again.
I know it's the sun going over. The rest of the thing keeps moving, doesn't it? You know, and because it was sort of a little bit dark, shall I go back a little bit? Kind of don't know.
I can see you. It's just whatever's comfortable for you.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean I'll just sit and squint for a while. So I'll be fine. Perhaps I ought to move my Mac and put it somewhere else, but it's always so nice here. And then I get in the afternoon and kind of do this type of thing. I digress, as I do. Okay, I mean, is there any particular sort of makeup brand or anything that you actually work with, Hannah? Or
I use all luxury brands in my kit. I just find that the pigments of the products and they last a lot longer on the skin as well. So I use a lot of luxury brands. I'm actually recognised as a professional member for Charlotte Tilbury and Tarte Cosmetics as well. So I really kind of use a lot of their products, but I still do use Bobbi Brown and MAC and other sort of known luxury brands as well.
So they are all sort of good, nice sort of products, what have you.
Yeah.
Talk me through the process then, Hannah. If you were at one of Trudy Scrumptious wedding shows, let's get it out there, which you often are. What is the process if someone came to you and they were interested in booking you?
So I like to have a chat to start off with, just quite relaxed, and just find out a little bit from the bride, what her planning is like for a wedding day. You know, find out the details of how many people are in the bridal party and the sort of wedding look that she feels comfortable with. And normally I'd have my portfolio at that time as well, and we'd go through my portfolio and just see what images she likes as well. And then
that's the thing, isn't it? Sorry, some people like, if I said to have like a full face on, you know what I mean, so that you would look and you think, oh yes, you can see. Whereas other people might want to go for a very soft and sort of subtle, not much at all look, isn't it?
And I often find that people's interpretation of natural, it ranges so far from minimal to what I would say is a bit more full look, but people still term it as natural. So it's really kind of pinning that down as to what a bride feels comfortable with and how she wants to look on her wedding day.
Yeah, because what's natural to sort of one person wouldn't be natural to someone else, you know. And I suppose a lot depends on how much makeup you would normally wear. Because on your wedding day, I mean, you know better than me, but my gut is you want to look like yourself, but a better version of yourself, don't you?
Definitely, yeah. And that is really my ethos at the end of the day. I'm not looking to change how somebody looks. I'm just looking to add that confidence for them on the wedding day. So what I do is that when we book the bride in for the trial, once she's booked with me, I book a trial in sort of around 6 weeks before the wedding day. And I always ask brides to come to the trial with the normal amount of makeup that they wear. So how their friends and family and partners sees them on a daily basis. And then that gives me a really good idea as to, you know, the amount of makeup they feel comfortable with.
Yeah, that's it. Because if somebody doesn't wear an awful lot of makeup normally, and then they sort of rock up on their wedding day and they have this whole business going on, it doesn't look sort of natural to them, does it? I mean, if that's what you want, then that kind of works for you, doesn't it? You know, but most brides that I've ever spoken to generally just want to look like sort of a slightly better version of themselves, don't they?
Yeah, and a lot of brides as well, they just want to look quite classic and elegant and pretty really on their wedding day. And they're the looks that won't date as well. So when you're looking back in your wedding album, if you've got a nice classical bridal look, then it's always going to look that way.
Yeah. So are you able to sort of point them, if you like, Hannah, like in sort of the maybe the right direction with like sort of colours and things, because often people might come, you know, back in the day it was a little bit of blue eyeshadow and you know, all that.
And mascara.
Yeah, you're showing me age now, clearly, but you know what I mean? That's kind of what it was, and that's what it worked. Whereas now there's blending, there's toning, and there's all this business, isn't there? You know, it's all very clever and all very complicated. So are you able to sort of help people with that?
Yeah, I mean, I say to brides as well, come to the trial with some images, whether it's off Google or Pinterest, and so I can see the type of look that they would like. And then what I do is break it down at the eyes, the lips, the cheek colour, and then get my palettes out and then say what I feel would suit their colouring as well. So obviously people's eyes are different colours, so you would find that some colours of eyeshadow would ping a bit better or make the eye look a bit more open on different eye colours as well. So it's just tailoring that really to suit.
And then I suppose like sort of lipstick colour and everything to sort of match the whole. Because you obviously want to put on a bit of slap, you know what I mean? Get it on sort of in the morning, and you actually want it to sort of last, don't you? Because the whole point is that, you know, photographs and things can be going on for hours, and you want to be looking as fresh and as beautiful sort of at 5 o'clock as you did at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
I mean, all the products that I use are long lasting, but I do say to brides, you know, if you're somebody that wants lip colour, a strong lip colour throughout the whole day, then obviously we need to go with something a bit bolder at the start of the day, and then a different texture to somebody if you just want a little bit of gloss on and you're not too worried about having a bold colour there.
Yeah, that's it, because you obviously want to sort of keep the look, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even if it's just maybe, you know, that sort of pregnant pause bit, isn't it, in between like sort of the day guests and like the evening guests, topping up with like a bit of lippy or something like that.
And I always give my brides, as part of their package, they get a little mini makeup kit. So they get a little pot of lip colour, so whatever lip colour they've chosen. The only thing I can't give is gloss, but if they've chosen a lipstick colour, then I give them a little slice of that with a lip brush, and then they get a little pot of powder as well for if they, you know, because sometimes if it's a warm day you can get a little bit shiny depending on your skin types. So I give them a little pot of powder and a sponge where they can then apply that throughout the day as well if they need to.
Yeah. What about if someone has skin that, you know, you've got to be careful if it's a bit sensitive or, that sort of thing? I mean, is it still...
I'm a Tropic skincare ambassador as well, so which is 100% natural skin products. So if I have anybody that comes to me that has really sensitive skin, then I've always got them products that I can use, and I have makeup foundation that's suitable for sensitive skins as well. So I can cover all skin types really, and because I've got a qualification in skincare, I've got an understanding of different skin conditions and different types and what consistency of foundation would suit certain skin types as well.
Well, that's good then, isn't it? So you know, it's sort of reassuring, because maybe that's somebody that perhaps does have slightly more problems from time to time with skin, and it would naturally be like a little bit wary. It's nice to know that, you know, if they're able to come to you and sort of say, Anna, fix this for me.
No, absolutely. And at the trial they get a skin boost as well, so I talk to them about their skin, products that obviously would suit them, their type, and then exfoliate their skin, cleanse, exfoliate, put a mask on, and sort of prime their skin really for their wedding day.
That was something else I was going to ask. Is there any like sort of, see, the sun's gone there, just moved across. Is there anything that we should be maybe thinking about beforehand, before the actual day, that would sort of help the overall look?
I mean, some people still use face wipes on their skin, and I always say face wipes are good for emergencies, festival weekends away, but really not good for a daily skincare routine. So I talk to my brides about that, and then at the trial 6 weeks beforehand, would advise them on what would be suitable for their skin. And generally it's a cleanse, tone, moisturize routine, so that we can get their skin like hydrated, and it's best for the wedding day. But I will talk to them about because there's different types of moisturizer and different exfoliators, so I will talk them through that, and advise where I can, if they want me to,
Yeah.
on what would suit their skin.
Yeah, and then drinking lots of water.
Lots of water, yes, yeah. And I always preach this, but I don't always do it myself.
No.
But yeah, lots of water.
No, it's easy to talk the talk and not maybe not quite so walk the walk. I'm guilty of that. I'm all over that, you know. I can spirit it out, but I don't necessarily actually follow my own advice. But I mean, if you think, it kind of makes sense, isn't it? Those couple of months before, like, sort of the big day,
Yeah,
do try to keep sort of hydrated, as it were.
definitely.
You know,
And they can be some, well, you know, they can be some of the most stressful times as well.
Yeah.
Because everything's coming together. So the skin can sometimes take a little bit of a battering through stress. But it's always good to get a good amount of sleep as well, if you can, beforehand.
Yeah, not always easier said than done.
No.
Not one of those things, but you know, you can but try, can't you, really?
That's it. Yeah, definitely.
Right, so how long does it take all of this to actually sort of make ourselves look fabulous on the day?
On the day itself. So I tend to allow 45 minutes per bridesmaid or mum, whoever's in the bridal party, and then the bride I allow up to an hour. But within the timings, I always try to have the makeup finished at least an hour before the ceremony time if they're getting ready at the venue, because that last hour goes really quickly. So I don't really want to be making the bride feel rushed at all in that last hour doing makeup. So I'll always factor that in and try and have the makeup done at least an hour before.
Okay, so if say bride was having a makeup and there was maybe a couple of like sort of the bridesmaids and maybe sort of the odd mum and what have you, the odd mum, not that the same mothers are odd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would sort of the others get done first and the bride last, or is it the bride first?
Ideally, if we can start off with the other bridal party members, that works really well, and then save the bride to last or second from last. And I link in with the hairdresser on the day just to see what works best. And to be fair, normally we both say, as long as we've got somebody in the chair at all times, it doesn't matter the order. But for makeup, if I could have the bride last, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So what should come first? Is it the chicken or the egg, or is it the hair or the face? So which way round should?
It depends on the hairstyle, and also depends whether the hairdresser is happy for clips to be used in the hair or not.
Right.
So sometimes if there's a sweeping fringe coming over the face, and the hairdresser's already done that very delicately, then it makes it difficult for me to then lift that up and then do the makeup underneath, unless I'm allowed to clip it back with hair clips. So it just depends on the hairstyle, really. But I always talk to brides about that at the trial and would say, I think you should have your hair done before your makeup, or I think you should have your makeup done before your hair.
Yeah, because that's it. You kind of need to get it in the right order, don't you?
Yeah.
So you make sure that the hair's done and the face is done, and then the dress goes on, so that you're sort of getting like, you know, like sort of that finished look, isn't it?
That's it.
And then it's coordinating everything, isn't it? But I mean, I'm sure you can actually help sort of the bride with that timing wise. If they tell you what time that they're getting married, you can sort of go.
That's
go
it.
back.
Yeah. So I always send a booking form out to all my brides, and on there is a timing sheet. So I will have the time that I'm looking to get access to the venue, to then set up to start the makeup, and then I work out every 45 minutes up to the bride, then an hour, and then have a clear hour from her makeup being finished to the ceremony starting.
Okay, and Hannah, do you have like sort of set packages, or is it just, you know, like sort of one package sort of does everything, or do you have different things depending on what it is that you're going to do?
There is a package, an online package, which is for a bride plus 3 party members. So that could be 3 bridesmaids, or 2 bridesmaids and a mum, or 2 mums and a bridesmaid. And that is a discounted package. Right. And then what the bride can then do, if she has a larger bridal party, is build in more people into that package at a discounted rate as well.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Sometimes brides just have like sort of a few people.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have half the world, don't
they? Yeah. So the most
got that many friends.
So the most that's it. I mean, the most I've done is 9 people, which is a big a big bridal party. It's a lot of work and a lot of coordination, and that only really works when you've got ceremony times that are 3 and 4 in the afternoon. For the ceremony times that are sort of midday, 1 o'clock, really you don't really want to stretch sort of beyond 5 people for me. If not, then I would then, if I did have a bridal party larger than that, then there is other makeup artists that I could ask to see if they could assist. But generally I say the bridal parties tend to be around 4 to 5 people.
And then that kind of works. What about little girls? Because I know sometimes little bridesmaids just dearly love to have
getting in the chair.
Just like a little bit. I'm just thinking of my granddaughters, just beside themselves. Just do it, Nana, you know. So
and they get a lot of the ahs on the wedding day morning as well, and they get in the chair.
It's the cute factor, isn't it? You know, when you see them.
So flower girls really under the age of 12 get free glittering gloss, so just to let them get in the chair and have a little bit of sparkle put on them and a little bit of lip gloss. And it makes a good photo moment as well.
Because I mean, you wouldn't want anything over the top, because little girls are just sort of naturally beautiful, aren't they? You know,
that's it.
You don't need to gild a lily, do you really?
No, very rosebud.
But as you say, that sort of it's like a real big thing for them, isn't it? You know.
Definitely. And I tend to say, if we can leave them till last, that's great, because obviously they then eat and drink and will and then the same with the hair as well. But they spend all morning desperate to actually get into the chair.
It's special, isn't it? That's been really interesting, Hannah. Thank you.
That's okay.
I mean, obviously, Hannah was involved at the virtual wedding show that took place last weekend. Now, normally at this point, I say you can speak to Hannah at the virtual wedding show that's actually coming, but it has now been. But that said, when we actually post this video out, we will put Hannah's website. And we'll put your email, and we'll also put your telephone number as well. So if anyone wants to actually obviously get in touch, and why wouldn't you? All the details and everything will be there. And I said it'll go out on the YouTube channel, it will go into the Wedding Hub, and it will go over onto Instagram as well. You have social media yourself, Hannah, do you?
I do, yes. So I use Facebook and Instagram.
What's your Facebook and Instagram details?
So Facebook, it's quite a long title. So that's Hannah Spendelow Bridal Makeup and Brow and Lash Stylist.
Sorry, Hannah, you just say that again. Yes.
So Facebook is Hannah Spendelow Bridal Makeup and Brow Lash Stylist. Because I also do brows and lashes as well. And Instagram is Hannah Spendelow Makeup.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been lovely chatting to you, Hannah, then.
Thank you.
And I shall see you again at some point.
Yes, lovely. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, Hannah.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.